Hey y'all, it's Danny. I hope you're having a great start to 2023. I got to do a lot of nail art in the past month, so I thought it would be fun to show it to you. I had such a good time making that 2022 Manny review video that I want to start doing it monthly. So let's take a look at what I did in January. Um, Full disclosure, I did do New Year's nails, but I cannot find a picture anywhere on my camera roll, and they were kind of boring anyway. They were a pretty purple polish with some gold stamping that said 23 on them, and you know. So let's start with January 2nd. I hosted a birthday collab for our friend over at the Polish Posse, Lilu, and she loves dinosaurs and she loves purple. So I did some partying dinosaurs and I think they came out so cute. I love these nails. And I think Lilu did too. So it was really fun. And I even put a little piece of cake on the thumb to celebrate her birthday. I used a mix mash of different stamping plates, and in fact, a lot of these are New Year's stamping plates, funny enough, with the little party motifs on them, but I think it still worked for a birthday. On January 8th, I started the Glam Nails Challenge, so I've been doing that for a couple months now and really enjoying the challenge of it, but also the inspiration for it. We don't get snow down here. So the first theme was snow. And I was like, what does that look like? So I looked up a few inspiration pictures and I found this really pretty, like, snowy blizzard forest. And so I tried to recreate that on my nails. And what really helped bring this one together is Cert Colors topper called Snow Angel. And that's what the little white flecks are that look like snow flurries. I think it really works. Let's see, on January 8th, the theme was winter berries. So these pretty little red berries against a snowy background, I think are just absolutely delightful. And of course, I had to add a bird. And I really like how my bird came out. I didn't follow the lines of the stamp. Instead, I was going off of a reference photo and where the brown coloration was on the actual bird. And I think that really brought the stamp to life. I think it looks much more like a real bird than if I had just followed the lines of the stamping, so I really like how that came out. The background color for these nails is Cert Colors Acid Wash, and I love that polish. I think it is so cool looking and yet still really subtle, so you can put nail art over it without feeling like you're covering up too much. And I think it worked really well for these nails. Alrighty, on January 11th, the theme was reindeer, so I did reindeer games. I found this really cute plate with like reindeer doing little winter activities. I'm gonna be honest, these aren't my favorite just because I don't think the background colors worked in this look. I like the colors and I like the stamp, but I don't really like them together. But I think they still came out pretty cute. You know. Sometimes you don't have time to redo your nails the way you want them and make them perfect. And this is one of those cases. I also messed up on the picture and there's like a random giant shadow. So why don't we just move on from these? Okay, we had another birthday in the Polish Posse, and this was for Unique Nails by Brie. She loves blue, she loves rainbow, so I just did blue and rainbow and went ham with it and have a little happy birthday on the thumb. Pretty simple, but I think they got the message across. And this collab was hosted by our friend Southpaw. So thank you, Southpaw, for hosting, and I hope everyone in the Polish Posse had wonderful birthdays. Next up on January 15th, the theme was snowmen, and so I made these just cute little colorful snowmen. I was trying to play around with the composition by doing, the two patterns on the first two nails and just a single image on the ring, and I don't know how well it worked, but I think the snowmen are pretty cute, especially the one on the thumb is my favorite with his colorful little scarf. And this was another great time to use that Snow Angel topper from Cert Colors, so I did, and I love it. January 18th is probably the fan favorite or the community favorite from this month. It is my Arctic animal theme for Glam Nails Challenge, and I went back and forth a lot on this one. I was like, oh, I should just do like polar bears or I wanted to do penguins, but then I was like, oh, they live in the Antarctic, not the Arctic. That wouldn't work. So I settled on kind of like the Arctic Circle and how it's not all snow, and this just like northern kind of Alaska feeling nails. And I think what really made it is the background polish, which is Let It Glow by Cadillacer. It is a beautiful polish, and it has this really cool blue to kind of copper shift and these chunky glitters in it that I don't know, they just look like ice freezing in a lake or something like that. So I think that really brought these nails to life, especially in the sunshine. I didn't actually like these nails when I first made them, and then I took pictures in the sunshine and I was like, oh, now it's all coming together. I like that I included a whale because I feel like the ocean, the Arctic Ocean, is home to so many really cool sea creatures that kind of get left out when we think about the Arctic. We always picture a polar bear, but there's whales there too. And of course, on the thumb, had to have a little puffin. Don't forget about your puffins, they're too cute. Okay, so the next theme was North Pole. And then this is where I busted out the polar bear stamp. So we've got cool little polar bears, we've got some snowflakes, and what I did for these nails is I used a magnetic polish. This is Mind Over Matter from Cert Colors. And normally on a nail magnet wand, I always use this end to make like a straight line across my nail. But this time I used the little circle end. And what I did is I held it under my nail like this to kind of force all the magnetic pigment towards the tip to try and create kind of a French tip with the magnetic pigment. I don't think the picture shows it very well, but on my Instagram post, I do have a short video of me moving my hand in the light, and then you can really see that concentration of the magnetic pigment down at the tip of the nail, and I think they look pretty cool. Okay, the next theme was cozy and knitted. So I had already done like sweater nails not too long ago that honestly would have been perfect for this theme, but instead I wanted to use the new Holo Taco Barista bundles. So all the coffee themed crushed hollow, which I'm very excited that we now have more of that formula. I think it's a really cool formula. So I wanted to use those. So I was like, okay, I gotta do something with coffee, but it's gotta be knitted. And it happened to fall on the same night as the Polish Posse group stream where we were doing leisure activities. And I was like, okay, well, knitting and drinking coffee, two things I don't do, but they're leisure activities, so it counts, right? They came out okay. I think they're pretty cute. I like the little stamp I used. I added little swirly lines to show some steam coming off of the coffee or hot cocoa or tea or whatever beverage you want to picture these are. And then I used a knit pattern stamp in the background, and I tried to find a bunch of stamping polishes that somewhat matched the barista bundle and like overlap them. I don't know. I probably made them way too complex for what they needed to be, but they still look pretty cute. They're all right. Okay, the last look for Glam Nails Challenge in January was snowdrops, which is a type of flower, I guess, that blooms pretty early on in springs when the snow is still on the ground. Because I found lots of really pretty reference pictures. And I don't have a snowdrop stamp, so I had to improvise with just this kind of random plant stamp that I found, and then I added little white raindrop stamps over top of it. So this was pretty tedious. I had to re-stamp the same couple of raindrops over and over and over again, but that gave me the freedom to kind of change the petals, like how wide apart they were, to make them look a little bit more natural. I still think it kind of came out repetitive, and you can tell that those stamps don't go together, but you know, when you have to improvise, you work with what you got. So the last look I did on the 31st of January is not on my Instagram. This is a Discord exclusive. There's a story behind it. Back in September, Twitch was doing Subtember, where you could, get subs for a little bit of a discount and stuff like that. So a lot of streamers do subathons or subaramas and stuff like that to try and encourage get more subs. And I decided to do a very special subisode because I did not want to go streaming for too long. But it was really fun. I did a whole bunch of nail art all in a row, and there were rewards for different subs, like feeding the dogs peanut butter and stuff like that. It was a really good time. And I had a reward of the person who gave the most subs got to pick my nail art. No restrictions. I would do anything they wanted on my nails. Um, which I knew was dangerous, but of course, my friend Stephanie over at Fanaticure won, because she is so gracious and so generous, and she really wanted me to do some not safe for work nails. So when she reaches a sub goal, she does not safe for work nail night on her Discord, and so she invited me to join her, and she wanted me to do some freehand. So I did a little bit of freehand, but the lettering is stamped one letter at a time. It was very tedious. The star is actually from a star hole punch, because in all of my stamping plates, apparently I don't have just a regular star, but the cowboy, who is modeled after Big Tex, the animatronic out of the Dallas State Fair, he's hand drawn. He's a decal I made, and so is his little partner next to him. This is a Discord exclusive. You won't find this on Instagram. So those were my manis for January 2023. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more nail art in February, continuing the Glam Nails Challenge, and I've been joining a lot more collabs, so I'm excited to post for those. If you like this sort of video, let me know in the comments if you want to see more of it. If there were any looks that you'd like a full tutorial on, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to put together a tutorial video for anyone who wants to know how I made these. And I will also link all of my Instagram posts in the description for each of these looks, so that if you want any of the polishes or know what plates I used, all of that stuff is listed in the post descriptions on my Instagram. But yeah, I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.